Well, since apparently I cannot live stream for the moment, which I don't really understand why, I'll just do a video like this. It's going to be much better. Let me go down a bit. There we go. Hello everyone, Anthony Keklan back again here, and so today, some of you might be celebrating Christmas right now if you are Christian, and honestly, Merry Christmas for you people. For me, I don't have that luxury. I'm celebrating the 1 year since I got banned from a Discord server called Lonely RV. Something that to most people it wouldn't be important, but to me, it changed my life forever. So, where to begin? Probably at the beginning. On the 29th of August 2020, I was on Reddit one night and I saw on r/teenagers a post by this boy called Austin Nguyen who wanted some moderators for his Discord server. Stop it, cat. And so I joined. And I spent hours on that server, that at the time was called Reddit RV. From the beginning until the time that I was banned, I was a moderator. Almost for the entire time I was there, okay? I was fine with it. I could have become admin. I even tried a few times to become admin, but I never pushed it. To understand how much this means to me, think about this. At the time, I was alone. My friends had left me for other people. I was all by myself. I was all alone with no one else to talk to. And then I get this invite to a server with people who would be online nearly all day long. And I can talk to as long as I want and for as much as I want. Okay? Who wouldn't take that opportunity? And I did. I took that opportunity and I went with it. I spent so many days, so many nights on it. It was basically an addiction to me. And just like with an addiction, it is very hard to get out of it. I had spent hours on it. I had done so much for those people. And I loved those people. Even to this day, and even though now I despise them, which you'll understand later on, I still love them. And if they gave me the chance to go back, I would go without a second thought. So yeah, I nearly every day, every night, whenever I would go at night, they would be there all day, all night. Not the usual people I would be able to talk to, but different people. People I could make connections with. But like I said, all good things had to come to an end. And the good things came to an end when I got my midterm report card. And my parents were furious. Here was a brilliant child who had skipped a year, who had been homeschooled for nearly 2 years. The person who had some of the best marks in the class, okay? A person who was impressively intelligent, who had a wide knowledge on so many different topics. And here he is with the lowest grade in the class. And who has failed just about every subject. Immediately, my parents got very angry and then very worried. But I did not care, because I was foolish. And I wanted to spend all the time I could with the people that actually cared, that loved me, that I thought loved me. Who at the time I thought loved me, that should be the better way of saying it. And so yeah, I spent hours on it. I had made so many connections. And yeah, after hours and hours and hours, I decided I would do things for those people. What did I do, for example? For example, I had bought a t-shirt with their names on it. No joke, I had bought a t-shirt with the names of all of the members of staff, all the moderators and admins that were there beside me. I was thanking them. I had made it thanking them, saying thank you for the good times that I had spent on it. I had even written a few poems for them. If I can find one, give me a second. There we go, I put it on my computer. So sorry for the abruption there. There we go. It's not the only poem that I wrote, but it definitely was the longest. I came online today and fell immediately in love with this great server, but then fell in dismay because of the cults and the horniness put together. And even though I wanted to go away, I did not. Hereditary-itis, the moderator had called it. When you want to leave, but if you do, you know you would rot. He was right, I just had to go and suffer and sit. After many months, the owner posted a message saying that he needed one more mod. I, of course, posted a message explaining why I should be chosen alongside 6 other members. So my chance of getting picked was 1 out of 6, and those chances were odd. Still though, I thought I was the oldest of the 7, I would get picked from the other pretenders. My disappointment was completely immeasurable, and for me, my day was ruined. When I learned that I was not to get picked, the reason why was because I was getting kicked. For posting racist posts, although I pledged my innocence, still though my application was banned. But just because I refuse, this does not mean I will not try again, but I won't do any crime. They will eventually have to make me a staff member. If not now, well then it'll be next time. 3 months after the promotion of the last winner, one of the mods, a knight, became an admin, meaning yet again we needed another mod. So when I wrote my application while eating dinner, so that it would be consulted for my promotion to more than just another simple board. This is my moment, I thought, at that point, but alas, just like the last time, I failed to win the staff spot, because people wanted a more interesting lass. Yet again, my bid of victory was shot. But just because I was refused does not mean I will not try again, because if I don't do any crime, they will eventually have to make me a staff member. If not now, well, then it will be next time. Now, after failing twice to win, I just had the most spectacular idea. The people voting for me are the other members of staff. So if I could befriend them, then I could just win, like what you did, Galia, where I win thanks to the connection with with bigger powers than the Wrath. Soon enough, we needed our 11th mod. Now I knew the path I would have to go trod. But even here I lost because the staff saw right through our conversations, and I was disqualified for trying to change their considerations. But just because I will refuse does not mean I will not try again, because I don't do any crime. They'll eventually have to make me a staff member. If not now, it'll be next time. Even with the charm of on the 3rd time I lost, and I fell off my steeple. But the worst part was that the staff told me why I had lost every time. Ever since you wanted the position, you become a meaner to people. And then it hit me. Mods are chosen where they can be nice and climb up the mountain that they just see made by members and destroy it. And then doing it again without complaining about doing it. When I realized this, I instantly knew I was not fit to be here. So I left, knowing that I did not deserve this server's huge and great cheer. So now I know why I was refused, so that means I will not try again. Because I don't deserve that, because I am slime. Because I wanted the title to boast, not to help, but that taught me something, which I now know there will never be a next time. That took me so long to write. It was supposed to be a nice message to people who got jealous, who time and time again tried to win a staff position, but we didn't. I did this to cheer some of them up, and mainly just to point out the flaws in one person who tried to do these exact things. But yeah, that was just one of the many things I'd done for them. But all of it was eventually just for nothing. Because on December 25th, around midnight in 2020, they banned me. They banned me because of three main reasons. And I will explain why those three reasons. Even here, 1 year later, I still think were not justified. The first one, that I emotionally manipulated them. I just told you, right here, and I even told them. I was in a place where I was emotionally and psychologically destroyed because of quarantine, and also for a more personal reason, well, for two more personal reasons. First of all was the divorce of my parents, and secondly, it was the stroke that an aunt of mine, my aunt Norma, she received. It was also the fact that for another time in my life, I had to go into a class where I knew yet again no one, meaning I had to redo friendships all over again. So yeah, you tell me, wouldn't that make you more psychologically and emotionally charged? Well, I don't know what charged, but like able to guilt people emotionally easier, even though you don't try to. I didn't want to manipulate them emotionally. I didn't want to. I honestly did not. I think it was just because I'm a bit of a crybaby. Even to this day, I am still a crybaby. I've always been one. And I'm really not ashamed to admit it. I do cry a lot. That is how I vent out my feelings and frustration. The second reason was that I had made a few people on the server uncomfortable. You tell me, making someone uncomfortable, does that sound like a reason to get banned? I don't know to you, but to me that does not give a proper reason. You could have done something about it. You could have told me what I was doing that was wrong, and I could have tried to change it. I could have tried, but anyway. And this is the last one, which is the most misunderstood. I had threatened to kill someone. Now, this last one is the most serious of all, and the worst part is that it wasn't even true. What had happened was that an entire month, that is right, an entire month before I had joined the server in July, I was on another Discord group, another Discord server, but this time with people that I actually knew, people that I had gone to school with. And then, it was during one night where we were just having fun all together, and we had decided to send each other snippets of films that we liked, okay? And so I had sent the scene from Taken, with Liam Neeson, where he calls on the phone and he tells the kidnappers what he's gonna do to them, okay? And of course, as you all know, or I don't know if you all know, but if you know, at the end he says, "I will find you, and I will kill you," okay? So of course then, we started joking, "Oh, okay, I threatened to kill you and everything," okay? But we were all having fun, okay? Well, at the time it wasn't really fun, it had gotten a few sideways looks, but we had cleared it up, okay? I know that doesn't really sound justified, but the person who I did this joke to was someone who I knew personally and who I knew could take the joke. Okay, or at least I thought I'd taken the joke. Of course, when I saw that they didn't get the joke, I would apologize profusely, as one should and always do. And even made it up to them. I had promised never to do these things again. I had let them go for a few days, if need be, so that they could calm down. And I promised to get them something when I came back, because at the time they were in France, because we live in France here in Le Mans, and I was in Germany at the time. Okay, so I had promised when I came back I would make it up to them for the distress that I'd caused them. Okay, but it was all cleared up a long time before this ever came up. It was cleared up months before they Lonely RV got mixed up into it. Okay, how they got wind of the fact that I had said that, I have got no idea. I do suspect how, but I prefer not to say, because I don't want to I don't want to hurt them in any way. Okay. So yeah, they said as well, for those 3 reasons I was banned permanently, and that just broke me. A server on which I was relying for my mental support and stability lost. With that, my entire mental support was flushed down the drain. I could no longer concentrate, I could no longer do anything. I remember the day right afterwards, on Boxing Day on the 26th. I was so distressed. I did nothing all day long, which for those of you who know me in real life know that is very bad, because I am always quite an active person. I always like to do things all the time, okay? Here I did nothing. I spent all day long in my bed, all day long, and I cried and I cried and I cried. I begged them, I pleaded with them, I tried finding multiple solutions, okay? But nothing would make them budge. They absolutely refused. Which, I mean, this is what's weird, okay? As on this, you think that I would hate them for the stress they put me through, and I do hate them for the stress they put me through. But I still love them, and I still like the fact that they decided to stay on board, because it shows that at least when they decide to do something, they don't go back on their own thoughts. Which is why it's so hard for me to criticize them or anything. Because even though I do want to criticize them, and I do want to yell at them and so many things, and tell them and yell at them and tell them all the horrible things that I've gone through because of them, I can't, because there is still a part of me that still yearns to go back to it. It had gone so bad that I honestly thought that I deserved this, pain that I was feeling. It had actually come to the point where I created a second YouTube channel, which has since then been deleted, thankfully, where I would these were all public videos, where I posted myself torturing myself. For example, wrapping a quarter on my throat and tightening it for as long as possible, taking a ruler and slapping myself on the cheek and on the arms until they got all red, drinking over nearly 2 liters of water, which actually hurt a lot. I couldn't go to sleep afterwards for the entire rest of the night. I just couldn't. But yeah, I so wanted to kill myself. But finally, since I'm still here, I did not, thankfully. But yeah, I was completely destroyed. And so what did I do afterwards? Well, I decided I would restart my YouTube channel. I restarted posting videos. I decided, okay, I have to think of other things. I have to think of something else. I have to do other things. And since then, I have been listening to more music than I have ever in my life. I have listened to more music in the 1 year than in the 15 years that came before them. Every day I listen to at least 2 to 3 hours worth of music, and I can't stop myself. Because if I don't, I just start getting these thoughts about, oh, what could I have done? Who ratted me out? Who had done this? Well, not even rat me out, but who told them about the fact that I had threatened to kill someone? And yeah, it just absolutely destroyed me. But there's nothing that I can do about it. What can I do? And even now, 1 year later, I'm still feeling the effects from the ban. Like I said, I'm still listening to hours of music, but also I have to go and see a therapist now. Once every week or once every 2 weeks, it depends on the month. I go and see a therapist to talk with her for about an hour about these things, about the thoughts that I've been having and everything. And the worst part is, because of the fact that I was so emotionally destroyed from the server, I did not work. I completely stopped working for the entire rest of the year. Of the school year, I had completely stopped working. Meaning that now I have to redo my year. I am now spending an extra year in high school. That I will for always remember that. I will always do. I see I'm about to start crying right now. But yeah. Months spent on the server. Only 4 months. Well, not even September, October, November, yeah, December. Nearly 4 months on the server. 4 months. All that it takes to destroy an entire life. This is even the worst part. On December 30th last year, and on December 31st, I was invited by a friend of mine, my best friend Alexander, who you will probably see on this YouTube channel one day. He and his mother decided to try to make me feel better, and God bless their soul for trying. They brought me to Paris. I'm not kidding. They paid for a trip, the 3 of us, plus Alexandre's sister, so 4 of us, to Paris for 2 days. Okay. So for 2 days I was in Paris, and basically the idea was, okay, Anthony can now try and think of something, other things other than the server, but I just couldn't. Even Alexander, when during the night he showed me My Hero Academia, and we spent the entire night binge watching season 1 and 2 on Netflix. It still couldn't make me feel better. I still continued thinking about the server. I had even, and yes, I am not joking, got a pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks on December 30th. Even that couldn't cheer me up. I was just so broken. I wanted to scream. I wanted to do so many things, but I just couldn't. And even now, actually, my father, my sister, and a lot of people in the family have actually noticed that this Christmas I have not been very cheery. Usually I am so happy for Christmas, I'm full of joy, I'm singing Christmas carols all over the place. Here, no. Whenever possible, I would retreat back into my room here and play StarCraft 2. Because I can't, I just cannot, I cannot go, I cannot think about Christmas. I think that forever Christmas has been ruined for me, because I will always associate Christmas with my ban. Another bad thing was that I had planned with another member of the staff, someone, a Dutch person actually, to meet up with her in February this year. Of course I couldn't. Can you imagine that? Someone who you talk to for months and you want to meet them in person, but then just before you could, something happens. And now you know you will never be able to see them again because they never want to see you. And the worst part is that I have actually got family in the Netherlands. My mother's mother, so my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, and a lot of my mother's sisters live in Holland. And now I can never go back to the Netherlands without thinking about that person who I wanted to meet, about her, and subsequently the server. Every time I start thinking about them, I just get this pain in my stomach, which is what I'm feeling right now. And at the time that I'm finishing off this video, it is midnight 4, which, if I remember, was a time where they told me that they were going to ban me. It was more or less at this point where I got banned. I don't remember the exact time. I could look it up, but it would take me too long. Well, I know this isn't as usual cheery as the rest of my videos, but like I admitted here in this video, this YouTube channel became a place for me to ventilate and think about other things. So I mean, now I'm just putting the veil off everyone's eyes about the true purpose of this channel. Expect a new video from me next week probably. Until then, this has been Geeklam. Happy holidays. And I hope you all had a Merry Christmas.